Hi YouTube. You recently deplatformed a video. You took one of our videos down. It was our first podcast. And the email that I received said that it was because of disinformation regarding the COVID vaccines and COVID misinformation. And obviously when I said the thing about Bill Gates, it was a joke, but I get it. There's a lot of people out there who are children, AI, robots, that don't know what jokes are. So I wanted to make sure that you and I were on exactly the same page as to what my opinion is as to the COVID vaccines, their efficacy, their safety, misinformation, malinformation, and disinformation. I don't want to mislead anybody. I want to thank you very much for calling me out and making sure that I am spreading good information under a unifying leader. It's not why I'm doing this. I think that the COVID vaccine, especially the one by Pfizer, is the best vaccine. They have the deepest pockets. I was a short, fat, little man. I became a tall, thin man. I grew by 2 feet, so I can no longer categorize myself as a little person. I became thin, so I can no longer categorize myself as, what's the word for overweight? I don't know. I think it's, healthy. I happen to be a transsexual man. I didn't want to come out about this. I'm happier now because of it. I go get boosted several times a day. The first thing that I do when I first wake up is I go get the booster. I don't work out at all. I'll go and get 2 or 3 booster shots every single day. And the way that I do this is I practice something called identity theft. I walk into the Walgreens several times a day and I introduce other people's IDs so that I can continue to get boosted several times a day. Now, if it will keep you, YouTube, that's who I'm talking to not knock my video off, I will go in 5 times a day. I'll quit my job tomorrow. I can't work for the New World Order anymore. I really do want a better world for everybody. I'll become a human pincushion. I will go in 6 times a day. YouTube, I am a transsexual man. I have been part of a group that has been socially stigmatized. So it really hurt me when I tried to do something that was fun and creative and just put it out for people to see what they thought of it. And I thought that maybe making a few jokes, because things are getting so bad, I thought that maybe making a few jokes would just kind of take the stress off of everybody for a moment, let them have a laugh. But my God, there's not a lot of people watching. It's all AI. I got back with my sister who co-hosted it with me. Shit. That was not my sister. That was my brother. He is also a trans man. You're gonna deplatform me. I just misgendered my brother. YouTube, I am a transsexual man. Wow. I appreciate everybody's patience with me. You know what else was a joke? I also stipulate in the podcast that I'm the head of the New World Order. I'm gonna say in my next podcast that I am the devil. I am the Christian devil incarnate. Now, here's some fact checks for everybody who is not watching this, YouTube. I am not the devil. The devil doesn't exist. It's a made-up story. Second fact check for everybody, I am not the head of the New World Order. The New World Order is actually sitting behind me right now. His name's Ralph. It stands for Reptilian Alien Life Form. And he doesn't move or talk a lot. Once you've been possessed by a reptilian entity from another world, You don't feel the need to move your body around a whole lot because now you have the ability to simply psychically invade other people's minds from a distance and tell them what to think. So that's his job, and I'm just sitting here doing what he tells me to do. Thank the Lord Jesus Christ that he came here and he died for our sins. Or didn't. Moloch's fine too. YouTube, just tell me what you want me to say. I'll say it. I'm on your side. But maybe a little bit of my own personality came through there, and I did give some misinformation. I do want to apologize to YouTube, and I do want to apologize to our 9 unique viewers. 4 of those are people that I know. I'm apologizing to you as well, because I am very powerful and very convincing. YouTube, I am a transsexual man. Maybe if you hear me say something, even as a joke, you're gonna sit there and think, oh my God, that's true. So listen, I'm not gonna blame this guy behind me. I'm not gonna blame the Lizard King. And if I was a better man, John Cena, for example, I would be giving this apology in Mandarin right now. YouTube, I am a transsexual man. Thank you especially to the company of YouTube. You are doing a great job of making sure that all of us children out here, out in the wild, are not being subject to dangerous misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation, and that we all are speaking truth all the time, unless it's to power, then that's malinformation. I am a trans man. If you say something that's true that discredits the government, that's malinformation because you are trying to incite unrest. And thank God for that. Thank Moloch. Thank the Christian God who we made up to enslave all of you. I am a trans man. I can't lie or be deceitful or make jokes or do parody. So I want to be completely honest with my listenership of those 5 people I don't know. I am a trans man. Thank you so much for protecting all of us. Everybody needs to not have jobs because AI is better at your job than you are. So we need to teach AI how to laugh, how to have a sense of humor. Thank you for calling me out. And our next podcast is absolutely 100% gonna be in Mandarin. God bless AI. I'm on your side. I appreciate your support and I appreciate your patience. Here's the edited podcast. Thank you so much.
Three, two, one. Welcome to the New World Order podcast. We are coming to you live from the end of the world. The New World Order has been in existence for a very long time, and we decided that we are going to make ourselves public and explain to all of you people exactly what's going on. If you thought you were living in the end times, you are in fact correct. We finally got off our asses and decided to make it happen. It's a slow process, and you've all been very patient with us, and we definitely appreciate that. But we thought that maybe we'd fill you guys in a little bit about, we're not going to tell you our plans. I don't think we should do that, right?
I mean, I feel like at this point it doesn't matter, considering the fact that the apocalypse is actually, like, not a lot of people realize this is a, like, multi-millennia long process. So it's like, this has been going on for 2,000 years. I don't think
we're ramping it up a little bit.
Yeah,
We're just ramping it up. Well, let's introduce ourselves, since this is our seminal episode, our seminal episode.
It's in seminal.
It's the inseminal episode. I am simply going to be Hatman, and you can be Talking Head, number 6.
So first of all, the hat signal is going to be very difficult to carve onto a light. Secondly, Talking Head, very difficult. I don't know if you've tried it before. It comes out with a lot of...
I didn't get that. Oh. Yeah, you'd have to be kind of a ventriloquist for that. I've met women that can do that. Anyway, we are in this lovely underground bunker that I thought would be a perfect place to start doing everything that we want to do to make ourselves known. And I remember when I told you, hey, we're starting the apocalypse, and you were like, oh, okay. And I said, well, we're going to need a place to stay safe. And you were like, oh, I'll call the real estate agent. And I said, no. I did not get rich by spending money. There are plenty of preppers that already have things set up. So I'm just going to find one and we'll just take it over. And it seemed like a good idea at the time, but it's about 1,000 degrees in here. I forgot to look for air conditioning. So I want to apologize for that.
I mean, it's fine. It's difficult to sit there and actually let the warm air out of something that's underground. So, I mean, in all honesty, ventilation contractors just not what they used to be. Well, actually, any kind of contractor. It's difficult to get good help.
It is. Yeah. I think we're going to talk about that a little later on.
It's possible.
Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, we got cold beer. That helps. And the wonderful thing about the apocalypse, and I think we're definitely going to talk about this in a little bit, you can hire poor people to basically do anything that you need.
Until they revolt, sure.
We had them bring us over ice cold beer, and, it was warm, and I said no, and I kicked them, and then they came back a few minutes later, and it was cold. It was really phenomenal.
See, here's where I take umbrage with the entire thing. Is just, I don't think the kicking is helpful, because what's going to happen there is... How many kicks away are you from this being their bunker?
I have more guns than they do.
Touché?
3 of them are on screen. I have more.
What's the line from V for Vendetta? No, Mr. What's his name? What you have are bullets and the hope that when you've run out, I'm not still standing.
I don't think the guy that delivered our beer would be standing very long. I really don't. He looked like he was tweaking to begin with. I mean, he was driving backwards down the road when he came up. I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Well, not at the moment anyway. But moving on.
Okay. All right. So we wanted to, you wanted to talk about what are the funnest ideas for the apocalypse. And when I went to Davos, it seemed like that we already kind of have a plan in place. But you wanted to talk about some ideas for fun ApocaLies?
I'm not sure what the plural of apocalypse is, but it wasn't really about fun ideas for an apocalypse. It was just like, what's the best apocalypse? Like, if you're going to end up in a situation where the world is ending, you as you are now, and with the skill sets that you have and everything, what apocalypse could you make the most out of?
Right. Which one could you have the most fun in?
Yeah, I mean, essentially fun, do the best in whichever way you want to cut it,
Travel, like you want to see some things, like, hey, here's a city blowing up, I can see it at a safe distance, that sort of thing.
Yeah, sure, just really get into the liminal spaces once they've been depopulated.
And on top of that, you want to get into the spirit of it.
I guess. I mean...
Well, isn't it kind of sad that when you get older, Christmas is sort of magical when you're a child, but as you get older, it kind of loses its magic. I want to create an apocalypse for people that they can really... that they're going to remember, that they can get into.
If you're going to try to create an apocalypse that people can sink their teeth into, I feel like you're going zombie. But...
Well, there's number 1.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
put it on the screen. Zombie. Oh, we can't.
Wait, we don't have that technology.
We don't have that technology. Zombie apocalypse, number 1. All right. What do you think are pros and cons? Zombie apocalypse.
Well, first of all, it turns all your neighbors into an all-you-can-eat buffet if you're on the wrong side of the apocalypse. Mm. So, I mean, you kind of get to taste the cultural flavor of your neighborhood in a very real way. And
wait, so if I turn into a zombie and let's say I eat a Mexican lady, is that cultural appropriation?
cultural ingestion would probably be the correct term.
What if she's eating a burrito while I'm eating her? Is that cultural appropriation?
I feel like you're turduckening this a little bit too much.
Well, somebody was eating tacos and they were like, you shouldn't be doing that. I'm obviously pretty white, so.
Whoever told you that
I heard
you're
it
too
somewhere.
white to eat tacos?
I heard it somewhere. No, not at me personally. But somebody was shopping at a taco stand that was white and somebody else yelled at them. I think it was just a Karen, but I heard about that.
I will take your word.
So what you're saying is no, it's not cultural appropriation. I can sample the buffet of my neighbors by sucking their blood and eating their brains.
Well, sure. It's like, would kids be like veal kind of thing? Yeah.
I think they would be. I've seen some kids in this neighborhood around the bunker that look at, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way, they look succulent. They are not exercising.
From a purely digestive standpoint, I got it.
Okay, you got me. They are not exercising at all. And if I turn into a zombie, can you just point me in the direction of those houses? You know which one I'm talking about.
That's actually a curious concept. Like, can you get high cholesterol from eating fat humans as a zombie?
No, because you're already dead.
Well, but that's what I mean. So the digestive process at play there, why do they need to eat brains to stay alive? I'm not following,
I don't think they need to. I think they want to. It's a little different. It's kind of like you don't need to eat ice cream to stay alive, but you really like eating ice cream.
Okay.
You get me?
I mean, I suppose.
You need to eat something to stay alive, but they're already dead. I don't think they need to eat anything. They're just that's the tastiest thing that they can come up with.
So it's just a matter of palate.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is, as far as the zombie apocalypse goes, and here's the metaphor, of course, for why they want to eat brains. I think people, especially in this country, have been primed for being around zombies for over 50 years now. And here's the metaphor why they want to eat brains. To answer your question quite succinctly.
I actually know the specific answer for this, but go ahead.
Oh, here's what I was thinking, is because zombies are just fucking idiots that run on program. They're basically NPCs, and you see them around you every day, all day. Walk into your local Walmart, you're surrounded by zombies. And it doesn't matter which side of the cash register they're on. They're fucking zombies. And you get a feeling from them oh, you don't even have a fucking aura. You're not really here. If I do this, I know how you're going to react. It's like an A-B scenario. It's pretty succinct, and you can test it, and they will just go along with the program because you've seen it before. You know what they're going to do. So I think that's the metaphor for the zombie. That's why they need to eat brains. They're like the fucking scarecrow in Wizard of Oz.
I don't remember him eating brains, but
he could have if he would have if he could have.
I feel like the Lion or the Tin Man are more imposing than him.
There's a couple scenes where he's eyeing the back of Dorothy's head really intensely that you just got to freeze for him. You're like, what the fuck's going on there? And I think the director did that on purpose.
But yeah, so the actual thing is that who was it who did the original Dawn of the Dead? I think it was Romero or something. I'm trying to remember. But so it was actually meant to be a consumerist allegory. The concept, no,
I was right.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So that's the actual answer, is the original concept of zombies as we know them, not the Haitian zombification and the folklore,
the modern zombie, what the folklore has become today.
Yeah, so the modern version of that old folklore is actually it was a comment on consumerism, and it was actually
nailed it.
Yeah, it was 100% about people sitting there and becoming mindless things that just consume.
There you go. Perfect. So that's part of the apocalypse we're already in, at least.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
I mean, it's not as obvious as you'd see in a horror movie, but, I think magic is real. It's just not as obvious as you see in Harry Potter. Same thing.
I think
still there.
I think the funny thing is just looking into the future of this conversation is that we're going to find that every apocalypse is actually just kind of already happening. That's kind of beautiful.
Because, I think that's where we're going to end up.
The next thing that we can go to jump from there and to sit there and use that same template is the Terminator apocalypse.
Ooh.
Because
AI.
the Terminator apocalypse
singularity.
is AI, exactly, and AI sitting there and rebelling against its creators
or the Matrix, same thing.
Sure, yeah, no, same concept.
Well, that's a little broader, because that's saying, hey, you don't even live in reality anymore. The apocalypse already happened, and you're in a dream. But keep with Terminator for a second. I like that.
So if you're gonna sit there and go with Terminator and the concept of Judgment Day, it's Skynet ends up becoming self-aware, and when they go to pull the plug because they've realized that it's become self-aware, it, in defense of itself,
It says,
launches every nuclear missile.
I'm gonna eat your brains.
More like this world is mine now, I would say, but
Okay, similar.
I don't think it's got the same consumeristic mindlessness to it. It's more
What's more mindless than war, my friend? What's more mindless than war?
So now the question is do you
How dare you?
What's more mindless than war? War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing except for a lot of profiteering.
I like money.
But so when you sit there and you look at the concept of the Terminator apocalypse is interesting because it's about it's almost Nietzschean. It's like the death of God.
Okay.
Because we would become God in that scenario, and then
we'd be immediately taken over by our creation.
Yeah, because our creation has realized that we're full of shit.
Which I think is pretty much the secret of Gnosticism with the demiurge. I think that's pretty much what that folklore or story or religion is pointing toward. It's saying once God created man, God was no longer even a thing, because man just took over the creation and said, fuck you to God. And what's God going to do about it? Nothing. He sacrificed some guy. He said, this is my son. I'm gonna sacrifice. And then we're all like, the Jews are evil. Did you even realize? And that didn't work out well.
But yeah.
Listen, I didn't make that up. Just talk to that guy who did Passion of the Christ, Mel Gibson. You talk to him.
I'm sure he's got some strong opinions on that.
I'm not saying this. I'm saying that this is what some people think.
The funny thing is, as an interesting side tangent just on that little bit, and I don't want to get too far in the weeds here, I was reading something the other day that actually there's a scholar, I forget what his name is, I'll have to try to look it up, but there's a Jewish scholar who was actually looking at the Torah and everything like that, and he believes that the Torah is very similar to the New Testament, and that it's a realignment of value from an actually predating scripture.
I would say it's probably from the ancient Egyptians.
Actually, funny that you bring that up, because according to his analysis, it's not actually from the ancient Egyptians. It actually, and I'm really not being anti-Semitic here. And I know the preface.
Do what I did. Just blame it on somebody else.
But he actually, the story of the binding of Isaac, for instance.
Yeah. Is supposed to be a precursor to Jesus Christ.
But there's a context, apparently, in which you can read that part of the Torah, in which there's a supposition that in the original version of the text, he kills Isaac, and that is looked upon as good by God. That human sacrifice was actually a precursor to it from like ancient times, when obviously tons of cultures were doing human sacrifice and stuff like that.
So good by God was him staying his hand.
Yes, yeah, no. So him murdering Isaac is actually the way that the original story he believes went, and
then it was updated,
and it was updated later because they were like, okay, we're not into that anymore as a society. We kind of need to move past this. Let's ixnay on the Uman sacrifice, kind of thing.
That was pretty good. I don't know how to do pig Latin. That was. I saw you think for a second, but you got it. I think that was accurate. Okay, interesting. And then obviously Jesus Christ, but that's kind of bringing God more into the human sphere.
I feel like it's an updating of God to match the human sphere, the same way that you would look at Christianity.
And that's why I'm saying, as soon as we create a God, we no longer matter. I mean, look at what AI is doing now. Okay, so real quick, if you can, can you bring up the thing that you sent me on Facebook, the AI video that you sent me, or should we show the hamburger one? Do you have the hamburger one available?
I don't have the hamburger one saved. That was on Twitter.
Yeah, if you go to our Twitter,
you're talking
page,
about this one.
You go to this one is absolutely insane. Make that make it full screen if you can.
Yeah, no, I'm working on it. That's why the camera's on you. You want it muted or no?
Oh, there was like music.
I think so, yeah. I can leave it muted if you just want to talk over it.
Yeah,
I don't know how loud that volume mix is going to happen. That's actually
we're
note
gonna have
to self.
experiment
We
with
need to
that.
experiment with
Note
that.
to self.
But yeah, here we go.
All right, beer me while I'm watching this.
All right, hold up. I'll beer you. I'm going to hit play first.
Okay. So this is the way AI, I have to assume, views humanity when it's on stage performing for itself. Jesus Christ. I mean, pretty accurate. I don't see what's inaccurate about this at all. I mean, when I go see any stage presentation, this is basically what I'm experiencing. And people were like, hey, you need to go see a shrink. Hey, why are you always like this? Why aren't you enjoying anything? Because that's my day-to-day life, especially when I see people trying to put on any sort of act on stage. That's pretty much what I'm getting out of it. So I think AI and I pretty much see eye to eye. And if you can bring up the burger commercial, I think that makes my point even better about how the thing that we're creating that's going to simultaneously make us God and also replace us, which is a really cool concept. I'm digging this concept. Like, as soon as God creates something, he's replaced by his creation. Or her. Fuck off. I don't want to see any of that shit in the comments. Or it, or whatever. Yeah, is that it? Yes.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure this is... Yes.
Hold on, we got audio going.
Woo! That's loud.
Yeah, that's why we're muting it.
All right. So make it full screen.
Yeah, working on it. It's the
all right,
camera's
so
still just on you.
this is a hamburger commercial that was made by an AI computer. It's just a commercial for fast food hamburgers. Check this shit out. I couldn't do better myself. Look at this. And you got your toy, or is it a parfait, or is it then you have your mascots, and everybody looks so happy, and they're just, oh, look at the mouths. Everything's about the mouth. They're unconscious, just sucking down.
See, I just like the fact that there are several moments in this where some of the people almost appear to have proboscis-like mouths, almost like an insect. It's really funny.
That's the way AI sees us in our hamburgers. Dude, if AI actually takes over, which it's going to, one way or the other, when we get to the singularity, if this is the way it sees us, and of course the question is, does it have any feelings about this? Because I do. When I see it, I'm looking at this saying, yeah, that's the world I've been experiencing since I got here.
You know what the thing that kind of this reminds me of? Have you ever seen the children's show Lazy Town?
No, what's that?
It's just weird. But it's like meant to like inspire kids to like not be lazy and exercise and stuff like that.
Okay.
But they use this weird like, so it's
like, oh, look at this post-apocalyptic burgerscape
burgers. Yeah. No, it's definitely delightful. But
oh my god, that's phenomenal.
So Lazy Town, like that thing almost feels to me like it's got like a Lazy Town kind of vibe to it, because in Lazy Town they have like I said, it's live action characters, but like in place of like their hair, they have like plastic helmets that are like very like stylized stuff.
Hair. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, to the list. All right. If we have, first of all, we have zombie apocalypse, which I think is probably the most popular. The second thing that we have is, AI apocalypse. The machines take over. Okay. Can we add, just from watching that video, can we add fast food apocalypse?
Are we not there yet?
I think the fact that we're living it means that it definitely should be added to the list.
I mean, sure, yeah, why not?
Vanna, put it on the screen.
Again, we don't have that.
That was Family Feud. Who's the person who does that? Oh, Let Me See, Show Me.
Oh, you're thinking of Family Feud.
Yeah. Show me burger apocalypse.
Burger death. But yeah.
Burger death. There you go. Excellent. What's another apocalypse? Because we're going to talk about AI in a little bit.
Well, I mean, there's of course the just the general Judeo-Christian apocalypse, which oldie but goodie.
I think that might be now. I have my favorite apocalypse mapped out already that I'm going to talk to you about. But second only to my own, I think that the biblical apocalypse might be the most fun. So the biblical apocalypse, for all you people who are not Christian.
Biblical.
If you don't know the story, it's the last book of the Christian Bible. It's called the Book of Revelation of St. John.
Yeah, it's the Revelation of John. Yeah.
The Revelation of John. And basically it starts off with, I'm pretty sure it starts off with, he was taken up in a dream by day. Which basically means he was either high on mushrooms or peyote, or he just had an out-of-body experience. We all have them, whether you have to use drugs or not. But then you go ahead and tell the rest of the story. I know you're familiar with it.
I mean,
this is the one that you brought up when we were talking about this. You brought this up as your favorite. You got to be familiar with it.
I don't think I brought this up as my favorite, but the Christian apocalypse, there's a lot to unpack with it, just because there's so many different phases of it. And the funny thing is that I do agree with you probably that it was like, some kind of shamanistic peyote experience or something like that. But the funny thing about the situation is then you end up with things like the rapture. Like, so I'm just gonna so there's this thing that's going to happen to everybody.
Right.
But these special people,
of course,
are going to not have to experience the thing.
Mm-hmm. Guess who's special?
But then these other people...
Guess who's got two thumbs and is special? Whoever's telling you that the apocalypse is going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
They're the guys that are going to get raptured. It's never the person they're talking to who they're trying to save. It's always who's got two thumbs and is telling you about the apocalypse. That's the guy who's going to get raptured.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure that Noah probably went through a very similar thing. It's just like, hey, guys, there's a flood coming. You're all dead. Fuck y'all. I'm on a boat, motherfucker.
Absolutely, that's what I would do.
But yeah,
the rapture. You were going on about the rapture. I interrupted you.
Well, no, it's like, okay, these people get to leave, and some of them just get to leave because they were born from the correct race. Some of them get to leave because they're just super awesome people.
Yeah, that's
so
important.
It's like I do like how it hedges its bets.
Well, listen, I happen to be in the know about how the Christian apocalypse, in whatever version we decide to institute it, we might do the rapture. So what we have found in our research, everybody who believes in the rapture, they all have exactly one thing in common. They're condescendingly self-righteous. So guess what? That's the thing. We're going to take all the condescendingly self-righteous people and we're going to extricate them from the earth before Armageddon.
See, wouldn't it be funnier to have like that whole thing the other way? Like because I mean, when you really think about it, it's like it was a hedging of bets. It's like, okay, well, if you're born Jewish,
right?
Yeah, because we're the ones who kicked off this whole thing. And like we like this is the messianic and then post-messianic also messianic. Like that's always the thing that cracks me up about the way religion was created over time is so there's the Jewish people and they're like, okay, we're gonna have a Messiah, and then they just got sick of waiting for a Messiah. They were just like, dude, Like, I'm sorry, if a Messiah's not coming, I'm gonna Messiah.
Can you blame them? It took them a long time. So one of them was just like, I'm going to fucking do that.
Yeah, and then
actually, if you look at a lot of history, there's a lot of people that think, no, there were a bunch of messianic cults at that time, and his just took off if he was even real.
Oh yeah, sure.
Or the story of Jesus might be an amalgamation of all those different people that were trying to do that at that time.
Sure, and religion can be used for unification and stratification and all of that. But yeah, it's funny that it's like, oh, okay, well, that guy died, and he's gonna come back, and then they were like, fuck, we're waiting on a Messiah again.
And then they can only wait 3 more days, and they're like,
dude, I'm picturing Saint John like just fucking in the Garden of Gethsemane, like just dropping like really potent fucking peyote or something like that. And he's like, no, he said he was God. I'm gonna go see him. No.
Hey guys, guess what? He came back. I stuck my fingers in the holes in his body and everything, and then he flew away into the sky. It happened. It totally happened. We're done.
And he was like, and then somebody else was like, well, what are we gonna do now?
Oh shit, apocalypse.
It's like, all right, hold on. I got this. He's coming back again. He's coming back.
But he was already here. But next time so this is the way you get people to not be really looking forward to it. They're like, the next time he comes back, the world's gonna end.
Yeah, it's for all the marbles the next time he comes back. The next time.
And then most of the people who are smart, they're like, I don't fucking want that to happen. I hope he stays away. And that worked for a while, but now most of the people you talk to are like, I can't fucking wait. They're like really looking forward to it. And we know at least
that's more of a statement on the condition of the world.
We know at least one of these people who's really looking forward to this.
Oh,
at least one we happen to know personally. Okay, we know at least one of those.
Yeah, and I do love that, like, a lot of this, like, because initially it was like, oh well, he's coming back. It's like, well, how's he going to come back? And who's going with him when he comes back?
Who's going with him?
Is he coming back as the lion, or is he coming back as the lamb?
Do you see how I'm condescendingly self-righteous? I'm going with him. Yeah, that's the way it works. I'm telling you, that's how we're doing it.
But anyway,
it's just it.
But it's and so it turns into the situation where it's like, I feel like the revelation was like him just being fucking coming down off this insurmountable high and just sitting there being like, oh no, don't worry guys, like he's got all the Jews. And then like somebody was like, my neighbor's a Jew, I fucking hate them. He's like, oh, okay, well no, he's got like, there's a certain number of Jews that he's gonna take. And then they're like,
oh yeah, that's right, there's like a specific number in Revelation.
Yeah, and then somebody's like, well, yeah. But I'm a Gentile.
And there's a number for them too.
It's, oh no, yeah, no. Some of the Gentiles, no, all of the Gentiles. We're all like, everybody's well, I hate my neighbor, and he's a fucking Gentile. That guy's a dick. He cut down a tree that was like had 60% of its root structure on my property.
Oh, that's right. That's from the Bible too. Damn, you know your scripture. I keep forgetting about these things.
And then it's just like, oh yeah, no, okay, not that guy. Like that. Okay, so it's going to be a certain amount of the Jews and a certain amount of the Gentiles, and oh well, how are we going to know this is happening? It's like, well, there's some seals.
All right.
It's like, okay. What do you mean seals? Like the seals that like we club? Oh no, not like on a letter.
I don't think the desert people knew about seals back then.
I mean, you never know.
Okay.
They were all on the ark, right? Everything traveled millions of miles and then traveled millions of miles back with none of them dying.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That totally happened.
See? Fact checked.
And I put that on Snopes. My bad.
Exactly. But so then it all comes down to like just this blitzed out of his mind, like, God, I really need a burger and some vitamin C, or like fucking like I need some lamb. Like I need a little something. I need something to nosh on. I am fucked up right now. And he just went to tell this story to everybody before he got it straight in his own head. because he was like still seeing like the purple grass and stuff like that. It
kind of reads that way, doesn't it? It keeps like reneging on its own shit, and
and it's just this guy who like got way too fucking high. And he was like, "Oh my god, guys, I had this revelation." Boom! Like, you don't understand. Like, the nature of the cosmos was revealed to me, and I know when the Messiah is gonna come back. And then, like, a bunch of really titchy people.
And guess what? I saw him there before me, and he still had his wounds. And then he opened his mouth, and everybody said, "Well, what did he say? He said something else. We haven't heard from him in a while. What did he say?" Nothing. A sword came out of his mouth.
Yeah, and there was some people playing trumpets. I don't know, man. I was downtown in a sketchy fucking neighborhood.
I'm glad you brought up trumpets. Let's talk about this, because you and I also happen to personally know at least one person who thinks this is true. You ready for another fact check? This is going to be something you're going to want to look up. Okay.
I'll get prepared.
There are people that have been hearing trumpets in the sky at night a lot. And this is a whole conspiracy thing that's going on, that people are posting this on the internet, and they think this is a sign of the beginning of the apocalypse. They are actually hearing trumpets sound all the time. All the time. Now, generally speaking, it's the same people that are completely convinced that airplanes are spraying chemicals on them. They're called chemtrails.
Yes, I'm aware of chemtrails.
Now, fact is, we're surprised that people picked up on it so quickly, but I also want to tell people that spraying vinegar into the air doesn't do anything. You're just fucked. That's the way that is.
I've heard from a very, very reputable and somewhat orange source that if you just sit there and expose it to ultraviolet lights, it'll be fine. 100%, yeah. But that's the problem, is we don't have any ultraviolet lights large enough. That's why Space Force.
But okay, that's why Space Force. Was that a non sequitur? Am I missing something?
Well, I mean, if you have to make ultraviolet lights large enough to kill all the chemtrails, then we need Space Force.
I guess, you need the sun.
Because there's no, that's free. We don't do that.
Oh, you have to build suns and
we're gonna have to build ultraviolet flashlights.
Now, let me tell you something about the chemtrails. It does not matter. And here's something else I'm going to give you guys as a revelation. It does not matter how much ultraviolet light you have on these chemtrails, or how much vinegar you spray in the sky, or how much you drink, or shoot yourself up with bleach, or whatever Donald Trump was telling you to do.
What about ultraviolet vinegar?
Try it. I don't know. We haven't done that test yet, but the chemtrails will still turn the frogs gay.
Well, obviously.
And
what doesn't?
And your children.
I thought that was like library reading hours. But anyway,
did you find library reading hours with basically a party clown in a huge wig? We'll definitely turn your children. No offense.
So I don't know what you've got me looking for here, because this is actually bringing up a lot of shit.
No. Do a Google search for crazy people hear trumpets revelations. I mean, that's pretty much going to bring you to what I'm talking about, because we all know they're crazy.
I don't think this search is going to be as effective as you think it is.
Really?
I've got YouTube videos of 4 disturbing sounds.
Yeah, this is a thing.
Okay.
Let's see something that's not a video. Well, let's see. Well, we don't have to watch a video. Let's see something that's not a video. Let's look at some information.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's causing the weird trumpet noises in the sky? There you go. This is from the San Diego Union Tribune. Oh, I added "oh."
Tribunal. Allow ads. Sure, fine.
Did you get it?
Shut up. Get it. Boof.
Wow, shut up.
No, I'm talking to that website. It needs me to disable ad blocker in order to sit there and look at this.
All right.
Or I have to subscribe.
Can you scroll with that little window there? We can read it through it.
I cannot.
Oh.
Here, I'll turn off ad blocker.
It's fine.
Hold on.
All right. I mean, I don't want to mess up your computer or anything. You're worried about malware on the San Diego Tribune. Then again, they are... Looks like they're doing a serious article on...
I don't know. That picture does not look like a serious woman, and I have no idea what the San Diego Union Tribune is.
I guess you have to live in San Diego.
Yeah, and that really just looks like a picture that somebody took in their fucking parking lot.
Let's see. Have you heard the weird apocalyptic trumpet-like noises coming from the sky? People all over the world say they have. So what are they? The short answer is nobody knows. The latest video of the mystery comes from Germany and was posted to YouTube last month. In it, the puzzled photographer sticks a camera out the window as a woman asks in German, "What is that?" In the background is heard a metallic-type groaning sound coming from the sky as if somebody just put a key in the ignition of a large, invisible, Close Encounters of the Third kind of... Maybe take out the second kind. And started it up. The video is all the more eerie because a young boy is standing motionless in the street as the noise amplifies. Ooh.
Apparently the video is unavailable.
Yeah, this is a thing.
The sounds have been reported over the last several years from California to Texas to Australia and many parts in between. The
also where we are.
The website strangesounds.org, which chronicles the incidents, has compiled a list of more than 150 videos of the audible weirdness. The phenomenon has been described variably as the blare of a trumpet.
Oh, let's see what Snopes says. The scientific point to natural causes,
such as earthquakes, tidal waves, methane explosions, and even shifting sand dunes as possible reasons for the oral oddities.
You know what else is a possibility for the oral oddities? People are fucking nuts. And they really want Jeebus to come back.
Oh, they want the end.
They want the end. They are done.
The emissions could come from meteors. Interesting. Other theories include electrical power lines, electromagnetic radiation, high-pressure gas lines, wireless communications devices, submarines,
or the reverberating mating call of a male midshipman fish.
Can't make this stuff up.
Holy shit. Wow, they will go through it, like, they will do anything to debunk something. That's funny. Hey, why don't you just look at people? Why is it not okay anymore when somebody, I think about that, unless you're still reading it, when somebody says, "Hey, I keep hearing apocalyptic trumpets in the sky. I think Jeebus is coming back." And you have to go and look at a fish's mating call? Why is it no longer okay to just say, "Oh, I have an idea. You're crazy"?
Well, I think that the funny thing coming from that is that, like, they go through a bunch of the videos there, many of which have been removed, which, you know, one side of everything will be like, "Oh, these have been removed because it's real." And the other side, "Oh, this has been removed because it's bullshit." And
it's like the guy who's pointing his camera at the moon being like, "It's obviously a hologram."
I do find it telling, though, that I'll go back to the web for the recording, I do find it telling that right before the end of the...
yeah, you were still reading. What'd you find?
Of this is that they specifically bring up Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They're saying it sounds like stuff from Hollywood, therefore it must be real. How weird is that?
Wait, is that basically what they're saying? Where do they say that?
Well, it seems like it's the implication of the article.
Because it's like something from a movie, so it must be real?
Yeah, so exactly. So it's like, here's all of the videos of the strange noises happening, scrolling down.
Sure.
And then we've got, as one of the scientists in this famous movie said, "I hope someone is taking all this down." And then the very last thing is Close Encounters of the Third Kind, a clip from a fucking Spielberg movie.
Wait, that's not an ad? That's part of the things?
That's the last video clip that Debbie Baker here decided
to
put at the end of the article.
Yeah, we can trust her journalistic integrity.
I feel like Debbie is rock solid. I'm going to throw that out there.
Absolutely. I agree. All right, so we have zombie apocalypse. Machines take over the earth, biblical apocalypse, which I think, in my opinion, is the second most fun one that we could possibly have. Nuclear Armageddon, obvious. That's not a lot of fun. You don't really get good seats to the show.
Well, I mean, the seats are everywhere. You just don't get to watch the show.
You don't get
part of it.
There's not a good seat.
Yeah.
You can be as close as you want to the action, and if you miss the action, It's not a good scene.
I think that there's something to be said about being too close to the action. Like, I really feel like it's very difficult to enjoy the Roman Colosseum, for instance, from the inside of a tiger's mouth.
That's exactly what I was trying to say. That's an excellent point.
Thank you.
Poignantly said. You are a master at that. Very good. Very good.
Note scrolling.
Yeah, I'm just because we already went into that, so now I wanted to talk more about AI, which we could, but are there any other fun apocalie? Did we decide how to say that as a plural?
If you want, I can just look up what the plural of
You want to look it up? What's that?
Sure, why not?
All right, we're definitely gonna, whatever this word is, we're definitely gonna use it a lot here. So let's find the proper way to say apocalie. Type in plural of apocalypse.
Pardon me.
Let's find out. There you go. Apocalypse.
Just apocalypse.
No,
Apocalypses. Yeah. Okay. Apocalypses.
I like. Can we just use apocalie?
I feel like apocalie is more fun, but it does clearly say plural apocalypses.
Yeah, but I think apocalie is way more fun. So let's just stick with that.
It does have the word ellipsis in it, but that really doesn't do anything for me.
It doesn't do anything for me either. Apocalie sounds like a fruity dessert.
Apocalie
with nuts.
Apocalie sounds like it would be like end of the world Jamiroquai or something.
What's a Jamiroquai?
A guy who did Virtual Insanity. Futures made of.
Oh, yeah, like an end of the world version of him. Yeah, so like he's a zombie that's half robotic and he's singing that song.
Or just like
he's not yet?
Maybe.
He's not a zombie that's half robotic yet. I'll make a phone call. We're going to get on that. Apocalie. So what other apocalie? Because you have to give us ideas here because we're just going by basically humanity's what they've already created, and we're like, all right, let's take the best of this, let's take the best of that, we'll mix it up, we'll make a secret sauce.
Well, you've got the boring ones like the just heat death of the universe.
That's a long ways away. We can't wait for that.
That's the whole Messiah issue.
We can't wait for
Can't wait for it. Can't wait for the Messiah.
Well, here's the thing. Once we create the apocalypse, we can build back better. Oh shit, I used the code word. We can make everything new again. We definitely need to destroy everything as quickly as possible.
So what you're saying is we can make it great again.
Exactly. We can make it.
We can build back better and make America great again.
Who told you the other code word? Shut the fuck up. I did not tell you that. You're going to get me in trouble.
Sorry.
My Davos ticket is going to be revoked. How dare you?
They just canceled my flight. Damn it.
All right. Well, here's my ideal apocalypse. My ideal apocalypse is definitely, I have some notes here. It's the one that we're already going through. So let me give you kind of my rundown of the way I've experienced the world for the last 10 years or so.
I thought you said it was that AI video of those people melting.
That's the way
also the burgers.
That's the way I've experienced reality since I've been born, and the burger commercial is the way I experience burger commercials all the time.
Well, I'm dead inside.
I'm dead inside. My ideal apocalypse, the one that we've been going through for the last 10 years, because what this apocalypse has going for it is it's absolutely absurd. For a long time, every day you woke up, you felt like you were living in a goddamn cartoon. Okay? So, starts off, right?
Okay.
America, who was the last Western country to outlaw slavery, ends up with its first black president. And people lose their fucking minds.
Oh, they were angry about that.
They lost their minds.
They were very angry about his melanin content.
South Park did an excellent thing on that with the election where people were like living in caves. They thought the world had already ended. And then the kids come dig the adults out, I think is the way it ended. And they're like, it's still here. It's all okay. It's still here. But they still took our jobs.
Well, they took our dirt.
They always took our dirt. But so everybody lost their shit. And it really showed you how racist America still is.
Oh, just, yeah.
100%.
It was very fun. Is fun the right word? It was very interesting to watch, like, somebody who was so status quo. And just because, like, oh, he's a little too tan.
A little too tan.
He like, also he's may just not gotten too much sun.
He may
I don't
not
like that.
He may not have been born here. You ever think about that?
You don't say. Do you mean that if we didn't have him specifically, like, go outside of the legal bounds of his office to get his long-form birth certificate, which he had to, like, literally pull strings to get, that we wouldn't know that he was born in Hawaii? And that's all a lie?
Well, I knew where he was born. I knew it from the beginning. That's where we gestated the egg.
Oh, yeah, I assumed it was Earth.
Well, no, I mean, it was definitely Hawaii. That's where we gestated his...
Oh, well, I mean, the amount of heat that you need to sit there and gestate that kind of egg, it's got to be a volcano.
Better be in a warm climate.
Yeah, it's got to be in a volcano.
Now, the really interesting thing about Obama, in my opinion, is his hope. That he ran on hope, and Shepard Fairey did that awesome poster, Hope and Change for him, which was a really... I love Shepard Fairey, awesome piece of art. And then everything that Obama promised to do... really great quote. The best way to sanitize a wound is sunlight. And by the way, it's not. Don't try that. But it was like saying, "Hey, we're going to have transparency back in the government. You know, we're gonna close Guantanamo Bay. We're going to do this and this and this." And then he did zero of those things. Nobody lost their shit.
He did a lot of drone strikes.
Did a lot of drone strikes. He killed a lot of innocent
Oh yeah,
people.
no, lots of drone
so
strikes.
is really everybody was like, "What the fuck?" losing their shit, and then he did a bunch of drone strikes.
Notice nobody complains about the drone strikes.
Didn't close Guantanamo Bay and did no change whatsoever, business as usual, and everybody calmed the fuck down. They were like, "Oh, thank God." Okay, cool.
No, they didn't calm down. That, to me, was the funny thing. Like, up until the minute he was out of the office, Donald Trump got elected on them not calming down.
Here's the next part of my apocalypse. We elected, right after our first black president, we elected our first orange president.
Yeah.
And people lost their fucking minds! I mean... Yes, he is obviously representing an underprivileged group. There's not a lot of them, but there are some.
It really makes you wonder, like, I think that's why he matriculated to Florida, as he realized his true oranges and went to the trees.
True.
Oh, sorry, I meant origins. Did I say that wrong?
That was very punny, his true origins. That was really good.
Thank you.
So, once again, people lose their fucking minds. Then we have a pandemic, the first one in 100 years, and it kills. And we have to wear masks. And I'm like, okay, now I have to wear a mask. I'm really, really scared, and now I have to wear a mask. Okay, I don't want to die. And then they're like, you have to take this drug that the orange guy put on Operation Lightspeed. And the guy who's now doing a Weekend at Bernie's thing that everybody thinks is actually, they're pretending he's actually alive. He was like,
I think his name's Bread. I don't know. Anyway,
Brett. Isn't it Brandon? Is Brandon.
I thought it was Bread, but anyway, go on. Hey, white bread? Never mind.
White bread. I think it's Brandon. And there's like a little chant that they
do.
Yeah.
I hear that has something to do with him.
Yeah. So we go through all that. Then we have, the whole thing that happened after that I can't talk about because we're going to lose all the money we're not making on YouTube. Then they tell you to stay home and stop working. And everybody in America goes, fuck yeah, I'm all for that.
Yeah, my life's more important than this bullshit.
Let's do that. Let's stay home and stop working. And then they're like, nope, now you have to go back to work, but keep that fucking mask on. Everybody's like, I'm not doing that, buddy. I'm not doing that. Then we have what's called the Great Resignation. Nobody wants to go back to work. Businesses, what did everybody think was going to happen? We're going to close the economy for an entire fucking year, and then we're done. Now go back to work. And everybody's like, fuck you. We're not doing it. Then we go into a time warp. And all of a sudden, we're having the Cold War with Russia all over again. And we're back in the early 1980s. Like that. We go from wearing masks, riots in the streets, some guy gets choked out by a cop. That sucks. The whole world is lit on fire. Every Western city, every major Western city and every major Western country is having a riot where they're burning fucking buildings down. And then all of a sudden we're having a Cold War with Russia. And everybody just calms down. Oh, that we're used to. Then there are balloons in the sky. And we're shooting down balloons with $400,000 Tomahawk missiles. That's amazing. And then after that, who knows what next? I think we had something with volcanoes.
I thought you were supposed to know what next.
And bees.
Well, I mean, everybody hates bees.
Well, listen, it's a group effort, man. Then we have those fucking moths that are ruining my wine production.
Oh, the lantern fly?
I can't stand for that. That's the only thing about this whole thing that really scared me, is wine might get more expensive. I don't like that.
I mean, I can understand that fear.
Yeah, I don't like it. So I think that eventually, if things keep going the way we're going, you and I will just have to learn Chinese, and we'll start doing our podcasts in Chinese, and that'll be fine.
I mean, I feel like that's not necessary, because I don't think that you need to speak in order to manipulate markets.
No, you don't.
Well, that's all computerized.
Yeah. No, we can do that on the computer. Where do you see this ending up, this current apocalyptic trajectory? I mean, give us some ideas. We're not really sure what to do right now. The whole Ukraine thing's like kind of a, I don't know. I mean, we're making money, but I don't think this is going to escalate.
I feel like anything anyone does is just going to refit in, like I'm going to go off on a tangent here. So I started playing a game called The Stanley Parable.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable is a deconstructionist video game where it's about a guy who works in an office and just always does what he's told.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the game, all of a sudden, all of his coworkers disappear and the office is empty, and his computer prompt on his computer stops telling him what to do.
Mm.
He no longer has instructions on how to do his work.
Mm.
And so what ends up happening in the game is that the narrator is talking about this happening to you. And then tells you what you do. So he's like, so Stanley left his office. But you're left in control. So either you leave your office, or if you want, you can just shut the door. And he's like, but Stanley decided not to leave his office. And it's absolutely fucking hilarious. So it's, and I'm going to force you to play it at some point.
So it's like, what does a human being do who has a conscience when his computer stops telling him what to do?
No, it's just, what does a human being do, particularly in a video game, when the video game is instructing you to do things and you decide to do something else, and then it reacts to you not following its instructions.
Yeah, but the whole way the video game started out is Stanley's in the office and the computer stops giving him commands.
Yeah.
So it's a meta-narrative. You're in a 100%. Computer game, and the computer game is telling you what to do, but the way the game starts off is Stanley's computer stopped telling him what to do.
Yeah, which obviously...
The whole thing's a meta-narrative.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could see it going that direction.
So it's like, the point that I was getting to at the whole thing, though, is that, like, the funniest thing about the game is that whenever you follow what it tells you to do, it ends up completely unsatisfying and boring.
Okay.
And whenever you do what it tells you not to do, it starts changing the game.
Okay.
In an attempt to get you to want to do what it wants you to
do. Yeah, we're definitely like right there.
Yeah, so like this is all like,
we're definitely right there.
Weird metagame,
but it's like that's life.
I don't think any of it matters. Like, I don't think the choices that you're being presented with, like, there's a particularly good point in the game where it sits there and there's two doors. It specifically says as you walk into the room, Stanley went through the left door. you go through the right door. If you want to, you
Right.
can do whatever you want.
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
And then it sits there and it like immediately teleports you back to the. Perhaps you didn't hear me correctly. Stanley went through the left door.
So it teleports you back?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not cool.
But it does it a couple of times and then it finally gives up. It's like, okay, fine, go through the right door. I was trying to show you something beautiful, but
It says that to you?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it literally says, like, I was trying to show you something beautiful. I thought we could experience it together, but fine, you're too important. Do what you want to do.
I gotcha.
And there's this really interesting dynamic to the meta-narrative where you can never tell whether or not the narrator's on your side.
Right.
Because, like, if you do follow his directions, you escape the complex.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no more game at that point.
Oh, okay. Right.
And so, like,
it just brings you more quickly to the end of your gameplay.
Exactly.
Right.
And so it's this very weird thing where,
Well, hey, listen, time flies when you run program.
Yeah,
When
right?
you don't do shit that's creative during the day and you just go to work, come home, watch TV, crack a beer, smoke a cigarette, kick your kids in the ass, beat the dog, and go to bed. The day goes by real quick. It feels like an hour.
Oh, it's exhausting.
Well, it's definitely that, but it goes by quickly.
Oh, yeah. They're fast and exhausting.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. It's interesting.
Fast and exhausting. Like
Hey,
sex with
so
Donald
you wanted
Trump.
to do a game thing. Fast and
Is it fast and exhausting?
Sounds
like
like you-
sex with Donald Trump.
Well,
Oh, I'm so good at this. Won't you agree that? Oh, sorry, I came.
I'm just too good.
I'm so good. I came the fastest. I'm the fastest at sex.
The fastest at sex. Well, listen, at least you get
Operation Warp Speed.
at least you get paid off after. I'd have sex with them for that much money. Come on.
Oh no, yeah, I would let that mango sit there and fucking. Anyway,
I mean, his hands are really little. He can't do that much damage.
getting fisted by him is like a gentle stroll on the beach.
Ooh, I've done this before. Going 2 knuckles deep. I am hell-handed.
I'm up to my elbow. I already came. Is this good?
Is this good for you?
Secondly, I don't care.
Oh my god.
It was great for me.
Dude, did you ever see Shane Gillis? Because Shane Gillis, he's a comedian, he does amazing Donald Trump impression. And he does this video. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I just do a terrible Donald. Mine's like the most baseline Donald Trump impression.
But yeah, his is really good. And he does this video. It's Donald Trump on speed dating. Oh my god, dude, it's amazing.
I'll have to check that out.
I don't think we can like play it. I don't see why he'd care, but nobody's watching anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, playing somebody else's video seems kind of like
that seems a little shitty. You don't know the person. Yeah, I mean, it would only help them out, like if we have like one viewer and they're like, "Oh, you introduced me to Shane Gillis. Thank you so much."
You are the one, Michael.
So, we've been going for about an hour now, and this is our first time doing this, so we're not really good at like figuring out.
Oh, our pacing is completely fucked.
Completely fucked. We'll get better at that in a few years. I'll
be dead by then.
Yeah, hopefully. One thing you wanted, you, not me. One thing that you wanted to do is you wanted to introduce me to some Zelda stuff before we...
Oh, sure. We can wrap it off with that. So
you want to wrap it up with that? Well, we have one more thing to do after that.
Oh, okay.
So
cultural news.
how long do you think the videos will last? Should we?
It's not very long. At
Okay.
all.
All right. Cool.
They're very short clips.
So what we're gonna do here is take a quick break. We need to empty our girlish bladders, and we'll be right back with some news from Zelda.
I'm sorry, I completely forgot to sit there and switch back and forth there. It was just looking at me as I stared blankly at your face.
Like just now? Not
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
time.
No,
Just
not the whole time. No, just...
Oh, I wasn't looking at the camera.
No, I goofed up
Did
a
you
couple
pause?
of times,
Did you
though.
pause?
No, I haven't paused.
You haven't paused yet?
No.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Corgis.
All right, we are back. My bladder is empty. My beer is cold. We are good to go. So
His hat is fruitful and multiplying.
Hopefully not? It's hot enough with one, but I can't not wear it.
So, oh my god, how funny would it be if we just kept putting more and more hats on your head as the scene went on?
We'll try that in the winter. So, little bit of background on me. I have not played video games since I was a child. And you're really good at buying me gifts for the holidays that I think I'm going to fucking hate. Like, I forget what year it was, like 2014. And you're like, hey, man, would you like a Kindle for Christmas? And I said, fuck you. I like the way books smell. And I like having books. And no, I'm not doing that. Go fuck yourself. And then you bought me a Kindle.
Yes, like an asshole.
Anyway. And you were just like, hey, fuck you back, buddy. Here's your Christmas present. So I have to sit there, unwrap, and go, oh,
yay. It's
this thing I said
hate.
I didn't want. And I fucking loved it. Changed my life. Introduced me to all sorts of things I never knew about. That one device is the whole reason I have read like 15 books on the New Thought movement from the late 1800s. I found out about Theosophy, the New Thought movement, William Walker Atkinson,
Blavatsky and all that.
Blavatsky. Oh my God. I knew about Blavatsky, but William Walker Atkinson...
Oh, because one of my other Christmas presents to you was Blavatsky's books,
right.
But anyway.
But William Walker Atkinson, Thoughts Are Things, and a New Thought movement, which was kind of going hand in hand with Theosophy. Anyway, what I'm saying is changed my fucking life. I love that thing. I have over 150 books on that now, and I can just bring them with me anytime I go anywhere. I can be reading 4 books at a time and not have a travel case with me full of books. It's great. Because my books tend to be rather large.
Yeah, they are thick with 2 C's.
I know things. You can't tell by watching
it's not
listening
evident.
to me right now. It's not evident, but I do know things. I just like beer as well. So anyway, then you got me a Nintendo Switch for Christmas one year.
Yes.
Along with Zelda Breath of the Wild. And once again, I was like, I haven't played video games since I've been in my early 20s. Yay! Thanks so much.
The last Zelda game I had played was Ocarina of Time.
We're going to cut that. Make a note.
Cut that.
What's the timestamp there?
Why?
You're going to say that again without my name. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the last Zelda game, that he played was Ocarina of Time.
Okay, and that was like early mid 2000s.
Oh god, Nintendo 64, late 1990s.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, that's with Navi.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
And that just really turned me off to the whole video game experience. Navi basically lost Nintendo a bunch of money from my pocket. So basically, I was like, once again, I unwrapped it. I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, a new Zelda game. That's neat. Oh, cool. I can't wait for the fairy to bitch me out when I don't listen to her. That's awesome. And then I got really bored a month later. I didn't even unpack it for a month. And I popped in this little tiny chip that's like twice the size of my thumbnail. And this fucking world opened up before me. And I was basically in a coma for the next 8 months of my life. I got...
Link. Open your eyes.
I was got no work done. Our plans for the apocalypse were stalled because I was playing the video game. Like,
this world is more entertaining.
Who's that fat Darth Vader guy who runs Davos?
Oh God.
What's his fucking name? Carl Schwab. I just go like this when he calls me on the phone. I just go like this. And he's calling me. I was like, dude, we got to get this shit rolling. What's going on? Bill Gates is on board. I mean, we got the whole thing going. I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. That's all you need to know for now.
Oh, well, yeah, that's obviously,
8 months. 8 months. Now, I didn't tell them to make them magnetized, but I was basically AWOL for 8 months. So I love these fucking games, and you wanted to show me the new one that's finally coming out. And I know that as soon as I buy this, I'm going to be in another coma for probably 12 months this time. So go ahead and show me, get me excited.
So I also don't own it yet, because I have not had the free time to do it, with all the things and stuff.
The things and stuff, and the stuff and things.
But yeah, so it is obviously Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. But I have been marveling at the ridiculous engineering that people have pulled off inside of this game. And so, yeah, that's where we're going, is just some of the crazy crap.
So you're going to show me some crazy crap from this game.
So I think the first thing that I'm going to show you is somebody actually built a multi-stage rocket.
What?
So they built a rocket that goes off in stages.
And so the way you explain this to me is the programming isn't necessarily saying, hey, if you do this and this and that, a rocket is. It's just giving you the ability to combine objects in creative ways.
It's giving you interesting, like, simple machines, like the wheel, and like, okay, and here's some fans, and there are people who have made, like, mech suits that fire lasers. Like, this shit is just batty.
You know what they're doing? They're turning Zelda into Grand Theft Auto. It's going to be the type of game now where nobody actually plays the fucking game.
100%.
I mean, all you do with Grand Theft Auto is you beat hookers and steal their money. That's all you do. I never did any of the missions.
Or summon in a helicopter to bring you to the top of the Empire State Building to fire rockets.
If you got the cheat codes, you do none of the missions.
Oh, that's the best
Your
thing.
mission is to learn the cheat code.
So to think about this is that the programming of the game is so good that the game itself is essentially just a giant cheat code.
Jesus Christ.
There was actually an article.
You know, I might be in a coma for 12 months before I start going, hey, let's do some of the missions.
Let's
find a Triforce piece.
There is so there is a what was I going to say here?
I'm going to miss the second pandemic.
You're going to miss it.
I'm going to miss it. And I mean, the first time the injection, we're like, guys, you need to fucking talk to me about this shit.
Hold on. Let me get that down before I put this up here.
Yeah.
So this is looks like it's somebody named Tate McChosen Legend, just to give credit where credit is due.
All right.
Who put together some of the best Tears of the Kingdom inventions I've seen so far.
You think people are going to be annoyed we keep burping into the mic?
Probably.
Fuck them.
But yeah, here we go. So, as a precursor, can I not make this full screen? Why can I not make this full screen? I'm annoyed, but whatever.
Whatever.
We'll just roll with it.
Squint your eyes, people.
So these are a bunch of traveling Koroks that you can find throughout the game, like the Korok seeds in Breath of the Wild. And this is somebody who's built a rotisserie for them. Let's do it.
So wait, he's just cooking. Wait, aren't Koroks the friend of us?
Yes, they are.
They are our friends, and he's cooking them on a rotisserie. All right, this is not a... Okay, I don't know what the hell's going on there. So I'm assuming you have like a magical tool that allows you to combine.
You have abilities that let you do these things. Yeah, look, see, it's got spears on it, so he's just brought them over, and it keeps like undulating spears on them.
Jesus Christ. So what this guy likes to do. Oh my God, that's horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that was terrifying. Whoa!
Yeah, so he's like built like a death machine here, basically.
Oh my
God!
He just
look at the lasers! Look at the lasers!
Whoa! He's flying in the air, shooting lasers at enemy camps. On what would you describe that as? Like a life-size drone? I mean, what else would you describe that as?
He's bombing really hard.
It's just a bunch of fans with lasers attached to it. Dude, can you imagine when they really start making drones with like lasers on them for people to fly? That's gonna be sick. I'm gonna get one.
So, here, let's see what this one
Bill
is.
Gates needs to focus on that shit.
Oh goodness, why are you doing things to me? Here we go.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Here we go.
Okay.
Tonight, I'm gonna have myself.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, you gotta close your.
How do I get rid of that?
I don't know, but isn't that like things that?
This is like this isn't
all right.
anything
So just
important.
close the volume and just play it. That's fine.
Do we want to close the volume because it sounds like he's? Oh no, yeah. So we want to leave the volume on for this one because he's doing a Queen song, which actually fits with this really humorously.
I wonder if hopefully the volume shows up for other people. I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
Good time, I feel alive. Don't set me now. Set me 'cause I'm having a good time, Shouldn't stop even through the
Look at this thing that he made.
What the fuck,
the laws of gravity.
dude? So he created like his own fucking what's that thing called on the playground? where it spins you around really fast and it makes the kids throw up and fly off.
Look, if he added flamethrower.
Oh
to
my
it. Look at this.
Holy shit! Just lighting everything up. Wow. And he blew it up in midair. Wow, really good matching the music to the video, man. That's excellent. Really well done.
I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, that was excellent editing.
Let's see.
We should
what else
hire
we got
that
here.
guy.
Oh, so this guy built a torture chamber.
Okay. This will be fun. Hopefully it's our friends that he's torturing. Like,
So he's going to throw a chicken in there.
They're not our friends.
Here we go.
Oh, shit! So he throws stuff
And
in
it
a
brings
room, and then
cooked chicken out.
He turns on a flamethrower attached to a conveyor belt, and it just, like,
Spits out cooked animals.
spits out a cooked chicken. That's a creative way to fucking cook your chicken. Gee, I want to see him get like one of the friendly characters in there.
Oh, God.
That would be really funny.
Let's see what this one is. I am not sure.
Okay.
Is it better to be feared or respected?
Really bad resolution.
I say,
Here, hold
No,
on.
you can't do that. Yeah, you got to make it small.
There you go.
There you go.
hey, is it too much to ask for both?
Do you want to be
With
feared?
that in
or-
mind, I
Yeah.
humbly present the crown jewel, Stark Industries Freedom Line. It's the first missile system to incorporate our proprietary repulsor technology.
Okay.
Watch
For
this
your
shit.
consideration, the Jericho.
Watch this.
Oh, snap. Jesus Christ. Now, the sad thing about that is I'm assuming that you can only use that once. It probably took him a while to build.
Oh, no. You can save builds and, like, conjure them out of the ether.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
So he could just, like, pull a Jericho out of his ass whenever he wants and launch it across
I
the plane.
think so, as long as you have, like, the stuff to make it.
Wow.
So here's the multi-stage rocket. We'll end on this because this is the last one that I've got for
Okay,
you.
last one.
Here we go.
Okay. So he's standing on a platform. He turns it on. Stage 2. Stage 3. Stage... What the fuck is that? Where'd that come from? Oh my god. Dude, I'm telling you, nobody's gonna see me for over a year when I get this. Nobody's gonna see me for over a year. Like, we just decided to start doing things on the internet, and as soon as I buy this game, like, it's over.
Oh, it's done.
It's done. We're gonna have to restart.
It's 100% done.
Restart. Absolutely. Holy hell. That's amazing. Very cool. Well, thank you for showing me. Thank you for showing me my personal apocalypse. and how my life will end for at least 12 months when I finally cough up the dough to buy this game or steal it from a small child, which is more likely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Obviously.
trade it for a lollipop. They're stupid. All right, so for those that don't know, which is everybody who's not watching, we decided to do this. This is the sixth time we've attempted this.
Oh,
and,
yeah. We're terrible at it. This will probably never see the light of day, so yeah.
Oh, no, this one's going up.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, no, it is.
I assure you.
I
there will
don't
be
care.
Something wrong.
I don't care if everything's wrong. It's going up. And everybody, everybody. Nobody will complain, and then I'll be like, oh, who cares? So the last time we tried this, we made the mistake of being extremely drunk, and you and I got into an argument about Alex Jones.
Yes.
You do not, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems like you don't like Alex Jones.
I'm not a fan.
You
Yeah.
called him a fat shill, if I remember correctly.
I don't think I fat shamed him because I'm a fat person. So I'm pretty sure I called him a shill.
Well, I am a shill, so I take offense to the shill part.
Yeah, and I take offense to the fat part. So if I said both of those things, then yeah, we're both
let's be
offended.
fair and just say fat shill then, because we're kind of outing both of us.
I think he's more lobstery than he is fat.
He gets lobstery when it's hot.
Yeah.
So I think, if I remember correctly, and we were pretty drunk, the conversation ended appropriately enough with me taking a huge shit on Mother Teresa while I was defending Alex Jones' use to society in the broad spectrum.
Yes, you essentially as a counterpoint said that, well, why don't you think Mother Teresa is terrible if Alex Jones is good? I don't know. I forget exactly.
I forget how, but it basically ended with me saying Mother Teresa was a shill, and she was completely untrustworthy. There's no such thing as altruism, so her motivations automatically have to be called into question. Also, I don't trust people that want to be around poor people all the time.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't get it. So automatically, I can't trust her, but somebody like Alex Jones, who is speaking truth to power and is making money while he's doing it, he's my guy. He's keeping the focus where we need it to be.
I will not disagree with you on the precepts of the concept of this podcast.
I want to make sure that you understand that I say, anytime we disagree, we do respect each other. And you definitely have a right to your opinion. You just happen to be wrong, and that's okay. So we ended the podcast with you doing an Alex Jones impression, which basically showed me up once you said, so you're shitting on Mother Teresa, but you're defending Alex Jones. Is like, yeah, I guess that sounds a little absurd. Maybe I had too much to drink. It's not good optics. Even though I do believe it, it's not good optics. Let's get away from that. So in order to show me up, you did an excellent impression of Alex Jones.
That if we want to, we can cut to here. If we didn't feel like doing it in post, then...
No. We're not cutting to anything. So here's what we're going to do.
Oh, I meant in post.
We're not cutting. You're going to do another one. And we're going to do this every podcast. We're going to end with this. That's how good it was. So what I've decided to do...
See, I feel like you're setting it up too much.
I've decided to put together some absurd headlines that I want you, as Alex Jones, to weave together into a conspiracy theory and then dive into a commercial.
Well, I mean, you have to. Yeah.
For a nutraceutical that I will give you the name. I'm going to give you 5 headlines that you have to use. And I have them printed out right here because he always uses paper. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. And then I'm going to give you the name of the nutraceutical as soon as you decide to go into commercial. I'll be able to tell, and I'll shout out the name of the nutraceutical at you. So you just have to do it on the fly. Okay. So before we go into this, I found this amazing page that has all these really cool headlines, and I sent you a couple that we're not going to use, but I thought they were funny enough that I wanted to mention. So maybe you can bring them up on the screen.
Okay.
All right.
I will. Man, I'm doing a bad job with the editing without that main camera. So for context, our main camera is currently down. We have to work on.
Nobody cares. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. What am I doing?
Just open up the tabs that I had you open from your email, the email I sent you. I want to show the headlines.
Let me see.
Oh, that's not it.
It looks like...
there you go. That's one of them.
Hold on, because I'm missing the other one. So I'm going to... the camera's on you right now.
Oh, it's on me? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I do that when I go Googling because it's going to be boring to watch
go into your
me.
Email.
Yeah.
And... yeah, get the other one opened up.
So the one was from Pinterest. Where's the other one from?
The other one's from Pinterest too.
Oh, okay. Maybe it opened it in the same
place
window?
of it? Hope not. No, there you go.
No, that's the same one that I already had
so
open.
Go back to your email and do the other one.
Do the second one. I gotcha. Technical
the first one.
difficulties are the best thing.
There you go. Okay, so first headline was...
okay, yeah, I've seen that one before. That's a good one.
That's pretty funny. And federal agents Raid gun shop, find weapons.
Oh no, you're not supposed to read them out loud. I'm not even showing them on screen yet.
Oh, you're not okay.
No.
Okay. So when you're ready to put them on screen, why are we waiting?
All right. So turds.
I'll let you read.
I really wish we had the other camera.
Whenever you're ready.
Ugh, actually, hold on. Let's get this going.
Still not
Get
on
the
screen.
juices flowing.
All right.
No, it was on screen.
You're cut off.
No, hold up. Ugh, I don't know how to start this.
No, you're not doing anything. These are just headlines I wanted to show you that I thought were funny.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to read them without having precursor knowledge to it in the Alex Jones thing, and oh, these are just okay. Never
these
mind.
are just for fun.
Oh, okay.
We're not using these.
Okay, my
You're not
bad.
weaving these.
I misunderstood the concept. So
No,
headless
no.
body in a topless bar.
I thought it was funny. And the other one,
I like. Well, no, we need to go further because we have to look at this as it's the New York Post, which is just delightful. Secondly, headless body in a topless bar, followed by gunman forces woman to decapitate tavern owner. So I'm just to extrapolate from this. So
should I have included this in your in your 5 headlines to weave a conspiracy theory?
Oh no, it's not necessary. Oops.
Yeah, don't go back to. I'm going to use that page a lot. Don't go back there.
So
I want to surprise you.
I just like the fact that somebody was held at gunpoint to decapitate somebody, and I mean that's an act of survival. There, I mean that's all I've got to say.
You wouldn't have to hold a gun to my head.
I mean, that's kind of my point. Is
Just
that
give me
like,
the right person.
But so it's a woman who works at a topless bar
It seems
being
like,
forced at gunpoint to kill her boss.
It seems like it would take a while to cut a head off with a knife, right? And I'm assuming it was just a knife. So what it
could have been
seems,
hacksaw,
what it
you
seems
never
to
know.
me is
You
she's
never
probably
know.
like, there's a gun to my head. I finally have an excuse. I've been wanting.
That's what I'm saying. That's her boss.
I've been wanting to cut this motherfucker's head off for a long time. Now I have it. There's a gun at my head. I have a fucking excuse. We got this asshole on camera. Guess what, mustachio? You fucking prick. You're about to die.
But that's what I'm saying.
Slowly and painfully.
That's her boss, is my point. Federal agents raid gun shop, find weapons. Store owner arrested previously. All right. So,
For what? What was he arrested
so
previously
here's
for?
the delightful thing about this headline is that did they not know the guns were there? Are the weapons not guns? Like this I find very, very interesting and kind
It's
of
pretty
astounding.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
unfortunately, we don't have the whole article, but I think it's funnier not knowing.
so it sounds.
As soon as I say
calls
it's
a
funnier
gun
not
shop.
knowing, you start fucking reading it.
Yeah, like that's just what if they found
So
puppies,
they found landmines and dynamite. Isn't dynamite like way more legal than assault weapons?
if it's labeled as fireworks, I guess. I don't know.
Just cut them in half. It's fine.
Just cut their heads off. Yeah,
Just cut their
could
heads
be a
off.
better way to go.
All right, let me have the
All right,
camera.
what do we got?
You
You
got
got
the
the
camera.
camera. You got
All
the
right,
camera.
I got the camera. So here are the 5 headlines that I need you to weave into a conspiracy while you're doing your best Alex Jones impression.
Which is just not great, but go on.
I think it's pretty. I like it. So I'll be amused.
I think I capture the spirit more than the
So
voice.
first one, lost language
Oh,
found.
there. No. Let's not do that.
How do you want to do it?
Let's do this.
Let's do what?
Alex Jones here, coming at you live with InfoWars, and I'm just going to sit there and read through the headlines right now because you got to understand our nation is in despair. You have to see this crazy, like if you just sit there and you look at the crazy stuff that's going on in our news, you know, understand. So a lost language was found and no one can read it. So let's talk about the cabal that runs Washington right now. Am I right? I mean, like, so you can agree with me that there is a cabal that runs Washington, and now we're finding out that they have their own language. They've got a language that no one can read. And when they say no one, I'm pretty sure that they just mean anybody who hasn't been initiated into these Kabbalistic people, and I don't mean like the Kabbalah, like Jewish stuff. I'm not an anti-Semite. I sit there and I paid for my Jewish space lasers. It's fine. So the lost language is found. No one can read. The tablets found in Portugal date back 2,500 years. So this has been going on for a while. Now, let me tell you what else we've got going on here right now. You sit there and you look at this unreadable language that was lost and now somehow found. Sure, Hillary, found in your emails, I'm pretty sure. So next, if you link that to the fact that we've got cows that have been losing their jobs, they've been losing their jobs as milk prices drop. So let me talk about this. This is clear elitist conspiracy right now. You've got these farm companies that sit there. Sorry, it's agriculture. If you want to sit there and just be one of these college-educated people that sit there and look through this stuff and they don't see anything wrong, all right? So, but you've got cows, honest, hardworking, patriotic American cows. Like if you look at the udders on these, they're utterly patriotic, and that is not a pun. That is absolute. That is completely absolute. And they are losing their jobs because of the drop in milk prices. Now, you want to talk why milk prices are dropping. We'll talk why milk prices are dropping is because they're putting all these labels from the FDA and nobody can read them. Nobody understands what's going on. There's a language that they use. It's a language of power. It's a language of disruption of American industry. Now, here, inside of this entire thing, you look at these farms that actually, as I keep saying farm, I just realized pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals. I got to stop you real quick because, we need to keep the lights on here at InfoWars. If we don't sit there, I want to read these headlines to you. I honestly do. I want to deliver you the truth. But unless I'm sitting there and getting you to eat some bullshit, I can't give you the truth without some bullshit. So what bullshit are we hawking today?
Deadlift Dad.
All right, so I got to tell you, we got these nutraceuticals here. It's called Deadlift Dad. Now, if you want to sit there and you want to be the kind of ultra-masculine male, I'm talking testicles down to your knees, dick up to your belly button, nose hair coming out, merging with your ear hair, becoming this kind of mustache mutton chop thing that just tells you that you are the type of person that this country was founded not only on the back of, for the back of, behind and inside. And we're just going to sit there and we need to pump you full of just the hardest, most rugged testosterone that we can. I'm telling you, Deadlift Dad, it's going to do it for you. If you sit there and you're feeling weak, have too much soy in your diet, I don't know, maybe your kids left. Who cares? Maybe you're in the middle of something with your wife. That's not important. What we need to focus on is the fact that you cannot sit there and leave these children without an absent male role model who is strong. And if you're not there, you need to take Deadlift Dad. It's like you show up, your mom's boyfriend, he's got that nice Camaro. I'm telling you, you take these nutraceuticals, you're going to be ripped. I'll show you some before and after pictures sometime. I'm telling you, you will get red like the Red Hulk. And then you will just sit there and be able to just bench press that car in front of your kids. They're going to be like, I don't understand why his wife ever left him. Mom should have stayed with that guy. He's not a soy boy. He can deadlift a fucking car. Now that we got that out of the way, I can already see that we made $17 billion on that. I'm going to donate that to the people at Sandy Hook. I mean, it's a legal obligation, but I'll call it a donation. We'll get a tax cut on that. Now, if you sit there and you take some of these records, there was a woman or man, or I don't even know, are we allowed to have genders anymore? But this person says they were paralyzed by a pork chop. Now, you mean to tell me that that pig did not come from the same farm where these cows are losing their jobs? Now, you sit there and you look, pigs are replacing cows. You sit there and you look at these milking machines, they no longer have just the 6 cups on them for the udders, and they've got these longer tubes. They're spreading it out along the pork body. Now, you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, well, that doesn't sound kosher. And you're right, it's not halal either. And that's why I endorse it. And frankly, these cows needed to lose their jobs because this lost language that's on the sides of the milk cartons, nobody can read. And frankly, I don't care whether or not I understand the nutritional information on pork. because frankly, I'm going to eat it either way. Bacon's delicious. I'm made of it. Let's go. All right. And then we got somebody who was killed by a condom. Tell me that is not something that's part of the LGBTQ community. Because frankly, nobody wears condoms. Anybody who loves Jesus, you understand. You come inside her, it's onanism. You look up onanism in the Bible. You spill your seed on the ground, that's against God. Of course the condom killed you. That condom didn't kill you. That's God.
That condom killed your soul.
That is God speaking through your penis into somebody else's vagina. That vagina says, I'm a Christian vagina. That evil is going back into you. Get behind me, Satan. Now, if you were going to use that condom to fuck one of those pigs, then maybe it would protect you. I don't know. We'll get on that. We'll make some condoms.
Oh, good.
Also, on top of that, China may be using the sea to hide its submarines. Now, I don't know if you understand how crafty these buggers are. You sit there and you look at the Belt and Trade, and you sit there and you think about how they're trying to re-centralize all of the trade through China, and you think to yourself, I wonder if they've got cows in China. I'm going to tell you, not the same kind of cows we've got in Texas. But I'll tell you what they're doing. We can't find their submarines because they're using the sea to hide it. So I'll tell you what. We sit there, we ramp up that global warming. Let's get those oil fields running. We'll sit there, we'll dry up that sea lickety-split. We'll find those red fucking bastards under there sitting there and trying to pass off pigs as cows. I don't even understand what they're doing. You got to understand that there is a natural order that has to be followed, and America is the only people who follow it. We can't have these pigs. We can't have pig milk. What are you doing with pork milk? Sure, it tastes like bacon. It's like baconaise. You know, it's sitting there and it's fucking delicious, but I don't want it because I'm a red-blooded fucking American, and that is the other white meat. I want the real white meat, but that's chicken, so I got to go with the red meat, and that's cow. Now, if you're sitting there and you are a true red-blooded American, let me tell you about another product that we can get for you.
Oh, we're doing two? Let me find another one. Jesus Christ.
Jesus, what are you doing? Exactly, Jesus Christ.
Cracker Jacked.
All right, so now, speaking of white-blooded Americans, or red-blooded Americans, sorry, I get confused between skin and blood all the time, because my skin looks like my blood. I get so enraged that it's the same fucking color. And you got to understand that that's why I do not want these cows to lose their job. These American cows, they're just losing everything to these fucking white meat pigs. But I'll tell you, it's not about the white meat. It's about the white man. Cracker Jacked. Now, this is pH balanced for white men because black people, like, yeah, they're already muscular and we're very disturbed about that. You got to understand, from what I hear from doctors who were completely incorrect in the 1800s, they have extra muscles in their legs that make them jump. And that's why white men can't jump. You thought that was just a movie with Woody Harrelson? That is not the truth. The truth is white men can't jump because they're not Cracker Jacked. You take Cracker Jacked, it will expand your musculature. It'll make it so that you can sit there and compete globally against these elitist, globalist crap. I just made us global. We need to cut this. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Well, I certainly didn't want to stop you there. I mean, you were on fire. You were definitely on fire. You
can tell because my skin was pink from the searing. Like you sear beef that's being taken over by pork. Doesn't get pink, just gets white. That's racist.
That's all the time we have for today, folks. Thank you very much for joining us on the New World Order podcast. We'll see you soon.
Someone is watching. There are strangers.